Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with Scrap Squad Sunday, and today I have kind of a special guest I'd like to introduce. The photos I'm using on this picture are from a couple weekends ago when James took Tristan to a Braves game, and there's some great photos, and I this is the original, and I don't have one big square black and white photo, so I used two colorful ones, and I decided to go with a colorful collection. This is Adventurous by Paige Evans that I'm using here, and Tristan is back with us this weekend, and I have him here, and he'd like to say hello. So Tristan, come on up and say hi. Come on up. I tell you what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try to move the camera so I can see you. I'm going to kind of go like this. Well, actually, if you get over here and I do this, there you are, but you're upside down. Do you like that? Is that kind of cool? There you go. Say hi. Say hi to the Scrappy Kathy universe out there. Are you happy to be here? Say hi. Okay, there's his hand. He's saying hi. Okay, don't touch my scissors. Leave that alone. Okay, let's make this page. The original has, I think those are like 1-inch squares, and they've outlined all the squares. I'm gonna just quickly, what I did was I took a piece of pattern paper that already had the squares on it, and I cut the outside of a 4x4 grid, and then I cut the 2x2 out of the middle. I don't have any particular need for pictures of suitcases, so I'm going to put this yellow flowered paper over the suitcases, and I kind of like that that's kind of lifting it up a bit, giving it some dimension. I'm going to turn it this way because I think I have it. The dimensions aren't exactly perfectly square. Okay, let me get this one. I'm gonna go here. And Tristan is patiently waiting for me to finish my video so that we can watch another episode of Young Sheldon. He's got me hooked on that show. I never watched it when it was out there. and I'm just charmed by it, I guess is the right word. Okay, I have this title, and I was thinking I'd put it up top. Not sure. Okay, let's get this attached, and I'm gonna kind of curl the edges of it to give it some dimension, and I have distressed the edges with my scissors. And so I'm just kind of doing this, and I'm going to try to do that. And that way I can just put a bead of adhesive like this, and it still looks like it has dimension. And my background paper, I actually was going to use this, which has the script. And that would be nice. Actually, when I started, it was going to be on all white. But I kind of like this, and I like that you get a little of this kind of bleeding out on the edges there. I don't know, I like the look. I'm going to try to eyeball the center. It's not exactly the same number of things. I don't have mats on these, and putting them there, all the colors in the photos and the colors in the squares, I kind of need a mat to define the pictures, kind of get them out there. Now I have a little bit of distressing on these photos, and I may add some more on the matting, but I'm not sure just yet. Let's get this. That one is a little bit wider than the other side. So let me see if I can even trim this. My trimmer blade it needs to be replaced, but if I distress with my scissors, then the trimmer blade just kind of got me started, right? I'm not going for absolutely perfect clean cuts now, and so I don't have to change it before I go any further on this page. For example, okay, now where's my next photo? It's here. And I have to get it glued down. We had a fun afternoon today. James took us to Topgolf, and then we went to Heckle Ava, where she works at Village Burger, but we had a great time at Topgolf. I won a couple games, and James won a couple games, and Tristan won all the rest. He has great form for a kid. He shifts his weight. He's just he's got a future. I think he wants to get more into golf, and I think he'd be good at it. I think he's a natural, as John would say. And we were playing an Angry Birds game, and John was into Angry Birds. He used to play Angry Birds with Ava when Ava was little, and she was at the age where she got all of our leftover phones. Whenever anybody changed out and got a newer phone, she got the old one, and we just didn't connect phone service to it. And Tristan's got a phone like that now too. Okay, so I've got these, and I think this is my favorite of the two pictures, and I want this one to emphasize this one by putting it on top. But I kind of want this one at a slight angle. I need to be sure I have exactly the right slight angle, so let me get this. That was not good. Okay, here, just a slight change of angles. And I didn't put any foam on the back of those either. So I've got this that I thought would be a good, it's going to be Happy Adventure. And I don't know I've got several adventure words that I could use. There's this multicolor one, and I could kind of do that. Let's see if there's another one on here anywhere. There's wonderful. There is this one, and I think I could put those letters close enough together to make them fit inside this. So let me give that a shot. I could also call it Happy Getaway, but that getaway is scripty. I can't put it close together. So let me do this. And then if I can do this so that this doesn't cover anything. Okay, and then I'm going to lift this up and move it over close. And this can go down. I will go, before I store this picture, this page, this layout is the word I'm looking for. I will go over this and re-glue it with liquid glue. Right now, I'm not happy. I don't want to use the liquid glue that I have. I've ordered some more. Finally, I've broken down and done that. I don't like the kind I have now because it would be shiny and it would not be cute. And of course, it has to be cute. Oh, I love these words that are already kind of, you know, where the font is already kind of interesting. And the word adventure in all these different, you know, with this kind of a font is just absolutely beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to put this right here and I'm going to glue it to this because this one is on a foam dot and it's kind of lifted up a little bit. And I'm going to put, I'm going to place it like that so the two P's are there on the yellow. And I'm going to put this dry adhesive on here. I'll put some wet glue on it when I come back to glue the adventure word. Okay, I think that's going to work. Happy adventure. And then I will add some journaling in here about James taking T to his first Major League Baseball game. Okay, now florals. The original has really beautiful clusters of florals in the corners, and the title is right at the bottom, and I think I'm gonna, let's see, there's also a scallop trim down at the bottom there. Let me see if I can find, there's some scallops here. I'm gonna take this blue scallop, I think that's gonna show up nicely, and I'm gonna run it right here. It's not scooching under. Come on. Okay, it's because it's stuck right there. I will cut this the right length. And then I think I'm going to do something in addition to flowers at that level there. Let me put that right there. And then cut this here. I'm going to put that there so I can use it again sometime. I'm going to go ahead and do the floral clusters. Maybe get this here. I'm going to put this right here and then put the arrange the flowers around it. Get this out. And I need some dimension, particularly when clustering flowers around, you know, something like this camera. So I'm going to do this. And I'm kind of trying to bring in some of the flowers or some of the colors from the photo. So that's why I picked the navy blue scallop and some of the other goodies. Let's see. I've got this floral, which kind of adds some, like the pink and purple. I'm actually gonna cut this. Well, I'm not gonna cut it in half now. I'm gonna put it like this and let it come out from underneath that square. And I'm looking for something else, but I'd like the leaves kind of over on the other side. So I'm looking for a different orientation here. What about a cluster of lemons? Is that, Tristan, do you think a cluster of lemons would be good on a baseball page? Any reason that wouldn't be good?
I don't know.
I'm gonna put the lemons up here. I kind of like that color up in that part of the layout. And they look nice. I'll find a floral to go with it. Let's see. What do I have? I have another floral like that one that could go here. Oh, how about maybe here on top of the squares? I don't like that. That's not working for me. Let's do pull these things out. I kind of like these teal leaves, so I'm just going to add that to the page. And then let me see, I've got this, which kind of could go nicely right there. I like that a lot. So let's do this. And I have a word strip that I want to use too. Okay, that works there. Do I need anything pink or red? Do I have anything pink or red to go up there that's kind of attractive? How about if I take this kind of orangey, reddish flower and put it up here or here? That doesn't look too bad right there, so I'm gonna kind of scooch that in there, and I think that works. Now this, I've glued that down. Let me get another, oh, here is, I wanted to add some of that kind of blue color here. So I'm gonna put this right here, except I'm gonna overlap it on the red flower with some foam here, and then we'll go find some word strips and try to reinforce our theme here. Did I say I was gonna kind of layer that on top? And then I've got some of these little flowers that could kind of come out from behind the camera and come right here. I'm going to do 2 of them so we get a little bit more dimension. I'm going to kind of put that right there. And I'll find another one like that. I know I had 2 just a minute ago. How about this? That kind of adds to that. I usually don't have this much trouble forming clusters, but I'm usually working with simpler shapes. There are some complicated shapes with clusters already in the ephemera, and I need something right there, like something smaller than that. Maybe how about this right here? Okay. Okay, I'm not entirely happy with that, but I'm willing to move on. Okay, so here's a "This day was magic," and I'm gonna put that kind of right across here. And let's see. Let's get away. Good things. Things to do and places to see. How about that? We will go with that, and we will put this where? Where will we put that? It would be nice if I could put it up here. Yeah. I tell you what I'm going to do is get a narrow foam strip to kind of prop it up a little bit, and it's not straight, so I'm going to have to kind of curve my foam strip. And oh no, I have a terrible I cut the foam strip. I cut the sticker with the foam strip, so not good, but I think I can fix it. So I'm gonna put this right here and then add this there and kind of stuff it under here. There. In person, it worked. So, okay, I think I'm good with this. I'm gonna call it done unless I find one of these. It says keep exploring, and I kind of like that. Maybe put that here. Okay, and I have some arrows. I have these foam sticker arrows. I'm gonna do this and this, and I have some bramble fox. I have to put my double hearts, so I'm gonna use pink hearts on here because there are some pink in the papers, and I'm gonna dry fit them right now. I'm gonna put them here on top of this blue paper, and I'm gonna get, let's see, where's an arrow that I want to use? Here is an arrow, and I can put it right there. Well, actually, what I think I want to do is put the hearts there on top of the arrow. So that's how I'm going to finish the page, and you'll see that when I post it on Instagram and Facebook. So I invite you to go out to Scrap Squad FB, scrapsquad.fb on Instagram, and on Facebook it's just Scrap Squad, and you can join the group. There's no cost. There are they're in the 12 days of autumn Scraplifts now, but normally the rest of the year they've got a new Scraplift every Friday, and I try to do the Friday Scraplift every Sunday, and I call it Scrap Squad Sunday. So I've been off for a while, but I'm back now, and I'm thrilled to be back. I'm not quite at the pace that I was before, but that's kind of intentional, and I appreciate every single one of you out there. I just found this floral, that I absolutely love and want to use on here somewhere. Don't need it. Don't need it. This is done. Thank you for watching. Whoops, what's moving around? My hearts and my arrow. I'll take care of that because I have to open the new glue. Thanks for watching. Bye.